Test. What's going on, team? Perfect. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning so far. So, just looking at the Discord real quick, trying to keep myself updated from what you guys have been saying in there. Lorenzo was talking about GBPCHF longs. Let's take a look. Go ahead and get comfortable too. Yeah, kind of forgot to set an alarm last night, but my body, I wake up at the same time for some reason with or without the alarm. So 4:59, my body woke up, and I'm like, something's off, right? A few minutes go by, like a few seconds go by, and I'm like, alarm hasn't gone off yet. What time is it? I check my phone. Yep, I have no alarms on, and it was 5:01, and I'm like, oh shit, we gotta get up. So, wait, what am I doing? Hold on, I'm bugging out. Alright, but I'm on my other monitor trying to set everything up on this side so I can look at the chat and all that. Still holding USD CAD and Euro UD. Good morning. Great rise info. We'll look at those pairs now. You said Euro 8. You took I'm assuming you went long on both, or did you? What was the entry you had, or going short? And then Lorenzo said GBP CHF. I don't even have that pair. Why do you? So at the lowest lows, price then gave us a nice internal. 4 hour, we have a nice pullback to the 800. Low, lower, high, lower, low. I'm not gonna count this. Internally, we're still lower, low, lower, high. So clean traffic on the left hand side. Price is just giving us one of the type 1, type 2, or type 3 patterns today. Just gotta wait out to see which one it is that they're giving to us. Um, to continue going long, I want to see a break of these highs. Right, and if we could get price to do this, then we'll continue. But price today could be giving us a type 1 pattern. Right, to go back down to these lows down here. Right, or price could give us a type 2 or a type 3 and an uptrend, right, which is consolidation, break, retest to continue, or consolidation, break, come back 50%, give us a type 3 pattern to go back up. Year, Gurazi Muhammad. Wait, I sent it to you on Discord. Alright, cool. On Euro UD, both short. Okay, gotcha. So that's my GBP CHF. So I'm not 100% confident in those longs that were posted in the Discord. But Euro AUD and USD CAD going short. It's not a bad call. It's definitely not a bad call based on based on market structure, right? we'll see. I'll do my markings now. We'll give it a few. Pairs moved early. Yeah, yeah, yep, yep. As soon as we finished last night's session, I stayed on for a couple, like an hour and a half longer, and I saw that things started moving, but a lot of them moved, but a lot were just fake moves, right? Fake outs, hitting people's stop losses. So, well, yeah, a lot of them did move, right? And it moves pretty. Some of them moved clean, right? Other ones just didn't, right? Like Euro USD, right? Clean move, right? In hindsight, but faked everybody out here with a fake BOS, swept the lows, and then started going up. And it was just huge candles too, So it wasn't even like they gave a nice opportunity to enter. And I was gonna wake up too for it, and I was like, nah, for the news, because there was EU, or I think there was just Euro news, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. something like that. So then GJ obviously moved good as well. GU same thing, right back to the top of the 30-minute zone. So yeah, the only pairs that we really have left is AU, US30, USD CAD, Bitcoin. So let's start from the top real quick. Let's do a little analysis real quick. So let's see what we could look for the rest of the morning. So AU, we know we have 2 weeks of drop, right? Potentially looking for the third week low this week. So first thing I want to do is update. Let's update our 30-minute line. So our highs that we want to see being broke are going to be these highs up here, which is just, or the 30-minute high, right? Um, the lows at this point to continue going short be these lows. Now, I will say this. I like the fact that what we did do, right, was lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character happened here, right? So I would be expecting price to give me a pullback. So now we know that we are trading. Let's get rid of this as well. Even though we could still see again, it's not a valid break of structure, it still gave us what would be considered a change of character. So we know that we're trading now between the last green candle before the push down and these lows down here. The last red candle before the push up. Again, the 4 hour, we're still trading the same zone. I'm not gonna switch it. Okay. So now we know this, right? After a break, we're looking for a pullback. Pullback could be between 50 and 78.6. So I'm just gonna use all the confluence, right? These are all the confluences that I want to see, right? 50 and 78.6, and it's actually perfect. The third week drop aligns with the 61.8, which is also the 4 hour low. I would love to see price give me a pullback down to this area to then make a decision here again on whether or not price is going to continue to go down, or if this is where price is going to respect to continue to go up, right? And it'll be the retest of the flip zone, right? Because they use this as the 4 hour support when you're in the 30-minute time frame. Remember, in the 4 hour, this is just a long wick. In the 30-minute, it shows as some candles. So would love to see a pullback back into this area. So let's look at what's going on today, right? What could we see? Right, we started off, consolidated a little bit, went up, right? Again, wanted to do a break, but we were just testing these highs, and then went right back down to the lows of the day, created a new low. So at this point, we'll have to wait and see, right? We don't have a clean break of these lows. All of these candles we're testing, all of them we're testing the zone. None of them are clean breaks. So if we want to see a pullback, right, I want to see price. Let's see if we have an engulfing candle. Do not. Right, let's see structure in the lower time frame as well. Right, this could be a type 1 consolidation, top, double bottom, push 1, push 2, and we're looking for a pullback for push 3. Right, in the lower time frame. 5 minute, we have a green, green, red. Green has a top, bottom. Red doesn't have a top wick. So I would not count this as a valid engulfing candle. So I would not use this as a retest. Have any other engulfings here? No. We have one here. Green, green, red. But it's not a strong green, but they did use it here. Break, retest to continue. Push 1, push 2, and looking for a pullback. So it's in the 5 minutes. Do you have anything in the 1 minute? Do I dare go to the 1 minute? Right, the 1 minute, the first green candle doesn't have a bottom wick, red candle doesn't have a top wick. 800 EMAs in the 1 minute, so that's good. We could be using EMAs as a little bit more of a confluence as well. Now there's no engulfing candles here. What time is it? 6:30. Okay. And 21 candle came out red today. So we have news today at 9:45, and that's it. And then 10 a.m. we have low impact news. So we'll have to wait on that. It's a good look. US 30. Price is still consolidating. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame. Today for US 30, I'm not gonna lie. We'll come back to US 30 real quick. Right, let's see what type of move US 30 wants to give us. So USD CAD, right? We have the break of the highs. Did it give us a nice break? We have the first green candle, second green candle did close above. Right, perfect. Right? Could this be a break retest to continue to the top? We have 3 days of drop. Today's the third day. We have the 800 EMA. New lows have been given. Tested the 30-minute zone 3 times and then went up. At this point, again, usually when you have strong lows and price wants to continue, right? Price would, tap the zone and then go. It wouldn't come up, tap, come up, tap, come up, tap, come up, right? It wouldn't use the zone of support as a bounce, right? Usually we would see it, okay, if it's going to tap into a zone and it's a strong zone, it'll tap and then it'll start going. The same way we see with the engulfing candles. Every time we're in a right engulfing candle zone, whenever we get the good retest, it's usually a retest and price leaves, right? The same way it did here, right? If only we could get these moves during the times that we're awake, Jesus. So that's what's going on today. So I do not believe right now, to be honest, this could just be the same lower low, lower high, lower low. Price is just coming up to create a lower high, and price is going to come back down. Somewhere in this zone, somewhere at these lows is where price is going to make a decision. Are we going to, that's not a straight line, but it's okay. All right, are we going to keep these lows? Or are we going to continue the push? So with that being said, on USD CAD, right, let's go back to US 30, right, because they move opposite from each other. So seeing how USD CAD is moving, the fact that USD CAD looks like it wants to continue the push to the bottom side, US 30, we know we have 2 days of rise. Could today be that 372? It could be. Right, yesterday I was saying, oh, maybe not. 800 EMA price came back down, gave us a pretty steep pullback. But when you look at ADR, it's not that bad, right? And understanding that we still have these gaps here at the top, right? And this is the only gap that we have left coming down from the market, up until we have these gaps back up here at the top in the 1 minute time frame. So could price just use this zone as a little grab to the 1 minute and then go back down? It could be. um and then yesterday we left these gaps here at the bottom of the market, so we still know that price wants to come back down eventually. So at this point, it's just follow what the market wants to do at this point, right? We're a bit too late for the entry. So the fact that we're not up at 3, 4, 5:30, looking at the charts, I just got on them. Even 6 a.m. gave us a few minutes to enter, right, to continue. um so let's see. Right, let's see if price gives us another opportunity today to try to catch these trades. At this point, should be an easy catch for today. Let's see. If it gives us the opportunity, we'll take it. If not, then it is what it is. A pair that usually does not give us an entry till closer to NYC gave us an entry at during London session, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. So yeah, USD CAD, that's the move for USD CAD. Gold, moved as soon as Asia session started, it went. So didn't even give us an opportunity to really catch it. It kind of just did what it wanted to do and continued to go. So we broke below these lows, which is good in the 30-minute time frame. We know that now we're trading between the same high all the way up here and whatever low is set at this point. I'm not saying lower low, lower high, lower low. We're just gonna say these are the lows, and this is where price is gonna let us know. Is it gonna give us a pullback? Is it gonna continue to just go down? 1 minute time frame, we're still lower low, lower high, lower low. So this could easily just be a pullback. Alright, but ADR for the day is already hit, obviously, so that's why we have it off. And the last one is Bitcoin, which will, again, this is going to be another confluence for US 30 to let us know what does price want to do. Yeah, any other pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, we'll just stay focused on these pairs that we have on screen. See what we can see what we can catch. It's tricky today. Because at the same time, I could see this is why I just don't like. Let's zoom out on every single pair, right? Let's rewire. Let's go back real quick, right? Let's take a step back. Give me 1 second. Let me see something. Let's take a step back. Right again. We understand the 372 here. I just don't honestly, there's so much here. So first and foremost, we'll start with this. If we break above these highs and price could give us a break of structure, a nice break of structure, then we know price has turned around and we're gonna start uptrending on US 30. First and foremost, right? Second thing, 372. Now, how can we counter the 372? First day that the market opened was a gap, so it resets the trend. Second day that the market opened, reset the trend again, gave us a gap. So technically, is not even a 372. Technically, this is just 1 day of rise, and price is just gonna continue to go up. So what does that tell me? We have 1 day of rise, which was yesterday. Today the market opened good, no gaps. If today finishes on a second day of rise, and it gives us a nice break, and it fills this gap up, right? What do we know? If we continue to look at the left hand side, for that 372 that will be given tomorrow, right? We know that we could catch this trade and we have clean traffic. Once we get these breaks, a little pullback for another 372, we know price could continue this trend to the top side, right? So that's one way I could look at this. The other way is just okay, cool. We know opposite, same thing, just going down now. We understand, okay, we were still in an overall lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, until this gave us a change of character. Could we be after a break? Could we be expecting a pullback? Yes. Is that where we could be now, where we could be using this little zone of imbalance that was created yesterday, right, to give us a small pullback here, rejection to continue to go low? That could happen. And then somewhere down here is where price is like what I was saying. Somewhere down here in this area, price is gonna make another decision. Are we gonna go up or are we gonna go down? Right? What does price want to do? So at this point, I'm on the fence, right? Because there's so many things that could happen in this area. Again, just because this is imbalance candles going short. Right? Same thing with USD CAD. You have imbalance candles going short, but the problem is that USD CAD, USD ZAR, they move different, right, in correlation to US 30. So even though the structure looks similar with where the imbalance candles are, just the moves for the day are a little different, right? USD CAD has 2 days of drop. Today would be a 372 going short, but it looks like price right now just broke the high of the day, gave us a nice break of structure. So if that's the case, if USD CAD continues to go up, I wouldn't be looking for US 30 to go up. I'd be looking for the opposite. So the fact that, you know, knowing those rules and knowing how to correlate, which one makes more sense? For US 30 to continue to go up and do what we were talking about, 372 going into tomorrow to continue to push to the top side? Or is this just a fake out to where price is just going to give us a type 1 pattern going down? Right, consolidation, break, double top at at a little pullback, and then to continue to push to the bottom side. So that's what I could see. That's what I believe is happening right now. So like just getting a lot of these traders to just tap into a trade, and then as soon as they tap into a trade, fake them out. So I think I'm definitely gonna wait before I even enter a trade. I think I'm just gonna wait for a little bit closer to NYC, trade a little bit closer to NYC, and then see how it goes. And again, I don't like this retest. Reason I don't like it, doesn't have a is not a valid engulfing candle. Year was good in my brother. Great rising. So because this is not a valid engulfing candle, I wouldn't get into this trade. I'll wait for the next opportunity. And that's pretty much it. As for the other pairs, it's just like I said, I'm gonna wait a little bit closer to NYC. I'm not gonna try to get into any of these trades at this point. I think we'd be getting into a fake a trap move at this point, getting into any of these pairs. So I'm gonna just wait it out. Um, and then Phil, did you send me that the chart on Discord? Yeah, you did. I'll check it out now. So you're looking at USD CAD to go short, yeah. So pretty much you see where in what I was explaining, right? It was kind of I could see both sides. They're playing both sides right now. So, but no, that was a great catch that you had from a few days ago too. The time frame is just 30 minutes, yeah. Well, those are really good catches for sure. Just continuing the trend. And then you had Euro AUD, which is the same thing. You're just still holding these shorts. Price is still going lower low, lower high, lower low. This could just been the pullback to make a lower high to continue to push to the downside, make lower low. So also it's not a bad catch. And then the other one was Euro AUD, same markup. Okay. It's not bad. Good catch. Good catches. So yeah, guys, again, if you guys have any questions, any other pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. Anything you guys want me to explain again, let me know. If not, we're just gonna wait it out here for a little bit, see what the markets want to give us a little bit later. I sent it to you, my plan. Let's see. It's a beautiful trading plan right there. If you stick to those rules, there's no way you'll lose. Guaranteed. That's exactly what we're doing all day, right? Like, where are we? We know that right now we're trading between. If we update this, rather, let's update it. So daily, we know we're trading between this low over here, the last red candle before the push up. I don't know my computer lags so much, especially on TradingView. Like, there's no way. It's like I'm using a Lenovo laptop. Right, and we're trading between this high. We know that we had, you know, 5 months of rise. This month, expecting a pullback to happen. So we knew price was going to go down. Perfect. Right? We know that in the 4 hour, we're trading between this high, this low, this high. Price gave us a change of character. Right? Where then price gave us lower low, lower high, lower low. Right? And then gave us this push to the top side. Right? But I don't want to say that this is lower low, lower high, lower low. This isn't a significant pullback. Right? So could we just say that again? We're trading between. We have the break. Price continue to trend. We're trading between this low and this high up here. Right? And then the question would be, okay, that's a pretty big zone if we're trading from this bottom to the top. We don't have any continuations in the weeks. Okay, cool. Where could we be expecting the pullback to be given? Right? Let's mark our 4 hour point of interest. There's a lot of I need to go over and start putting all these lines in the right where they're supposed to go. So I could just hide the folders. This is such a mess. Look at this. Like, I have the folders. I could hide some of them. But I think it's lagging because of that. Right, where did the 4 hour break happen? Happened here. So boom, 4 hour BOS. Okay, whatever. Um, so then the pullback is the last red candle before the push down. I'm sorry, the last green candle before the push down. Again, it happened here. If we want to say it's going to be these highs, no. Right? Seeing these highs over here. We use the wick, the green candle. So this is where I think price could pull up to. And again, it will make sense. Because if we map it out once again, right, this is the last price, this is the last zone of imbalance before the next high that has to be broken, right? And again, if we map it out, this isn't 2 days of rise. Right now, yesterday was the first day of rise. Today could be the second day of rise, right? On the second day of rise, price could finish here and do something like this, and on the third day, price could continue, right? And then make a decision here. Cover these gaps at the top, or if we're gonna come back down to give us another pullback, to cover these gaps down here to then go right back up and cover the gaps at the top. I feel like that's something that could happen. But again, we just gotta, at this point, it's a waiting game. Right? I'm not comfortable taking a trade, especially on the 800 EMA. We know that price could use it as a magnet, so price could come back up, but we also know that price respects the 800 the same way we did yesterday, right? Where price respects the 800 and goes down. So I don't know. I'm torn between all my rules right now, right? Could we be respecting the 800? Is price gonna continue to break above the 800? You know, could we do the patient thing and do what we've been doing all week, which is just wait for the continuation, right? We already understand that if we have first day of rise, today's the second day, especially if we have a second day where price breaks and let's say that it ends, right? 5 p.m. it ends on a pullback here. We know we have nice entries to go back to the top side. So if that's what I have to wait for today, then I'll wait for it. No rush in that. Again, the entries for US 30 were given 4 a.m. in the morning, so which is just a break and the retest. So to catch a trade right now, we're late to the party, right? If we're not up during London session, there's really no trade for us there. And now Muhammad, you should be good with that. But again, it's your plan, right? I could go over your rules look perfect, right? But what you look for internally when you look at your charts, again, you have to do the back test, right? Start your back test at whatever time it is that you start looking at your charts and go through the rules one by one, right? And back test. Is there something you need to change? Is there something you want to change, right? So there's just looking at it, overview of it, right? Looking how you have it, once following step by step, rule 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks good. I gotta go grab water. Give me 1 second. Do I have water here? I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Again, USD CAD still looking. Again, everything is. Again, understanding the correlation, the fact that US 30 is going up, and the fact that USD CAD looks like it wants to break, retest, and continue to go up. Again, I still believe that right now we're just faking everybody out, right? Traders are gonna get faked out today. The problem is that if you don't know correlations, you just don't know who's gonna get faked out. If you understand correlations, at this point you understand that the phase that the market's in right now is the trap move of the day. Right now the trap move is being made on every pair. So understanding that is why I'm just deciding to not enter a trade. I'm staying away Take a look at Bitcoin. You guys were seeing I was eyeing Bitcoin. What was I eyeing on Bitcoin? I was eyeing this engulfing candle. If we would have if I would have said, yo, let's pull the trigger on this trade, stop loss is about to be hit in a few pips. And this is following the trend. And again, Bitcoin and US 30, usually the correlation is very similar. Very similar. So, I don't know, man. It's dodgy. When you know correlations, you know what to stay away from. Again, USDZR and USD CAD usually move together. When USDZR is going up, US 30 is going down. Right? The fact that right now they're kind of looking similar is, again, letting me know that, hey, price is gonna do a fake out. That's all I know. Think it will back to us this weekend. Perfect. No problem. So I'm gonna wait for the confirmation, guys. Right, my confirmation is gonna be an engulfing candle. My confirmation, especially on US 30 at this point, is gonna be a change of character, break of structure. If we could get price to come up and fill this gap up here, and we could see that turnaround happen somewhere here in this area, would love that more than what price is doing right now. And then here on the other screen, we'll keep it at the 30-minute time frame on any other pair. Again, I am looking for price on AU to go down, so I'm interested to see how price is reacting here. Again, we have an engulfing candle, but it's not a strong one because it doesn't have a top wick, but we can see that price right now is doing a good job at holding these highs. So we could get a 1 minute engulfing or a 1 minute change of character, break of structure, low, lower, high, lower, low. We're still trading between this low and this high. No engulfing candles in the 1 minute, so 800 EMA is here. This is the only thing, is price gonna respect the 800 and go down, or is it gonna break above the 800? But right now you can see that it's testing it. Price is just right on it, right? At one point we were above it, then we went right back down. So could this be that retest to go low? Can't say right now. Rejections of the highs, right? That red candle that went down. Between the zones, higher high, higher low, higher high, where are we? In the middle of the zone. So again, using everything as correlation, market structure, candlestick analysis, EMAs, price action, support and resistance, order blocks, imbalance candles, market session timing, everything is just off. Today is just the other days is different, right? We could see the trend, but it's like what we've been saying. Everything just moves super early. Like before, it's 11 p.m. and like right yesterday, it's 11 p.m. and price already did 50 out of the 40 pips that AUD USD does. Then come around NYC and it doesn't really move that much, right? It gives us the end of the day, the move, the end of the day move. Cool, goes back to the highs. But clean entries where we could enter an NYC and price is trending the way it looks, right? Like NYC hits and price consolidates. NYC hits, price consolidates until 1 p.m. Like I'm not gonna stay on my charts from 6 a.m. all the way to 3 p.m. That's crazy, right? So also understanding that it's just things that we can't control in the market. We're gonna have days, we're gonna have weeks where it's just super slow when we want to trade it. It's part of the game, right? So just gonna wait and see, right? But for me right now, AU is the best trade to look at for sure, compared to the other ones. You still want to short USD CAD, brother? I don't know. USD CAD is in a weird spot, right? This is the same reason I didn't take it long, right? Which is just we're still in the lower low, lower high, lower low, right? We got a break of the highs, the nice clean break of the highs and a retest, right? The situation is this, again, we don't have as many confluences as there is going up, which is this, right? We have the 800 EMA, We have 2 days of previous days of drop. Today already gave us a third day. After 3 days of drop, we know the market is either going to give us a no net or is going to go up, right? So basing it off of just those two rules and understanding too, again, I'm not really looking for short. I'm not looking to enter short because overall I'm in an uptrend pattern for USD CAD. The problem is that we're at the top of the zone. So another reason, a con, right? A reason why I wouldn't look for price to go up right now is because we're at the top of the zone. So then just looking at it now in a lower time frame, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low. So all we have is a change of character. We don't have a change of character break of structure. So that already tells me, okay, price hasn't flipped yet. So we shouldn't be looking to see this go lower. But again, the fact that the correlation is what I'm looking at, which is what I don't feel comfortable with any of these pairs, is that we understand that US30 and USD CAD, they move differently. So the fact that US30 is still pushing up, USD CAD is pushing up at the same time, there's going to be a trap move being made. It's just which one is the trap, right? Again, we see that we still see lower lows and lower highs on USD CAD. Could this just be a lower high to go and make a lower low? It could be. Could this, or could it just be, is this the low of the zone and this is where price is going to start flipping and going back up? It could be that too, right? But there's no confirmation yet for us. Right now, this is a gamble. This is a trade where we flip a coin and it's okay, who's more right than more wrong? Because again, as many rules as we said we have here going long, I have the same amount of rules going short. Again, the only difference is what I say. I don't trade going counter, and this is the reasons why. So, could this continue to go long? It could. 100% it could. And again, it wouldn't be a bad trade. It's just I don't trade like that. I don't like trading where if I have to ask myself multiple questions into an entry, I just stay out of it. There's no point in me getting into a trade and then 20 minutes being like, oh no, but then this happened, right? Because again, right now, on a regular trading day, if we were still following the trends, if price was making higher highs and higher lows, right? And price gives us an easy consolidation, break of the consolidation, or retest to continue, of course we're getting in that trade. But the fact that again, price is still making lower lows and lower highs, right? Getting into a lower low, we could get into a lower low, but we understand that our exit is going to be the lower high to continue to go lower low. Now, if price already would have given us a change of character and the break of structure, and you're telling me that this entry here would be an entry here or an entry here, then yeah, of course we're going to take this to go back to the top of the zone. But the fact that the trade that we're taking is we're taking this trade right here, trying to think that price is going to continue to go up, like we're actually, right? It just doesn't make sense. We don't have any change of characters, we don't have no break of structures. Price is still downtrending. So yeah, for me personally, the way I'm looking at it, the way I look at the charts, I just don't have any solid confirmation that price is going to continue to go up, right? Which is similar to EA, right? Again, where are we in EA? Yes, overall we're in an uptrend pattern. We're in the middle of the zone of consolidation. Again, the number one rule in the middle of the zone of consolidation is this is where the market makers are going to trap you. Their rules in a zone of consolidation, right? Their job is to collect contracts. Get as many people as you can to enter trades, right? We're still in a zone of consolidation. There's no higher highs or higher lows here, right? In the 30-minute, we can see at one point we had higher high, higher low, price consolidated a little bit, gave us a higher high, and then went down. Boom, gave us a lower low. Change of character, right? Inside that higher time frame, higher high, higher low, lower low, right? You had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Price today went up, gave us a lower high, lower high, lower high, right? And then went down. The breakup structure that we were seeing here, this isn't a clean breakup structure. This is a fake out. So that already tells me that this is a weak high, and that this could most likely be something like this. And this is what we'll be seeing for today. Right? What then other people would say, oh, but we have a double bottom here. This could just be a retest of this zone. Could be as well. We have the 800 EMA as well. We could be using the 800 EMA as a support zone for price to continue to go up. Right? So yeah, as many rules as we have going short for this pair, we could also say the same thing going long. But again, is the reasons why. Why is it that that's happening is, again, overall, we're in the middle of the zone. So the traders who are, in easier words for everybody to really understand what I'm trying to get at, when it comes to the middle of consolidation, this is where the traders who let their ego get to them, right? These are the traders who they see lower lows and lower highs, they're getting in the lower high, right? Without understanding that, buddy, look at structure, right? If we zoom it out just a little bit and pinch, right? Technically speaking, what are we trading? We're in the middle of a zone of consolidation. We're in a 30-minute consolidation. We're at the low of consolidation. Yeah, you could see lower lows and lower highs, but where did price reach? Where are we right now? We're at the low of consolidation, right? At the lows of consolidation, what do you want to see at the lows of consolidation? Do you want to enter going short, right, and sells at the lows, or do you want to buy at the lows to go up? It's the same thing, right? In a trend, when you're making higher highs and higher lows, do you want to buy at the top of the higher high, or do you want to buy at the lows in the higher lows, right? And then vice versa, when you're trading lower lows and lower highs, right? Do you want to trade going short at the lower highs, or do you want to trade going short in the lower lows? Right? I hope that's making sense. This is kind of the easiest way, right? Easiest representation of what we're looking for and why price moves the way that it does. This is the best right now. How price on EA is moving is the best example. Right? So for me personally, this is why I wouldn't be looking for shorts on EA either. Right now, how price is looking right now, I wouldn't be looking for shorts on EA. And USD CAD, it's kind of the same thing, similar, right? I don't know. Price right now is in a position where they want you to be able to just see everything so you can start entering trades. And it's like what I was explaining on Sunday when we were doing the breakdown of all the pairs, and how I said yesterday too. When I'm trading, I go to the daily time frame, right? I look at the daily time frame. What are we doing? Perfect. If we're uptrending, I go to the 4-hour time frame. What's the 4-hour time frame doing? Are we trending? Are we trending with the same trend going up, or are we trending opposite? Right? Are we counter trending going down? If the daily time frame and the 4-hour time frame are completely out of sync, then I already know that there's most likely not going to be a trade for me. And if the 30-minute isn't in sync with the other time frames, with the 4-hour and the daily, then there's nothing to trade. But if all the time frames are making higher highs and higher lows, and they're all trending, and the 30-minute time frame, we know we're in a higher high, or I'm sorry, in a higher low to get into a higher high, right? We know that we could catch those trades. But if one time frame is telling me we're going up, and the other time frame is telling me that we're going sideways, and the other time frame is telling me that we just broke the high of the day, but we're starting to trend down and we have an engulfing candle going short, right? Like where's price gonna take us, right? So then again, it goes down to just keeping it simple, which is, again, we understand there's two phases in the market. There's trending, there's consolidating. If you're trending, if you're trending higher highs and higher lows, again, where are you getting in? Higher high, higher low. To go where? To go into a higher high. Higher low where? To go into a higher high. Right? If you're consolidating, which let's go back. Let's look at a phase. We're just gonna do this on Bitcoin. Right? Again, if you're consolidating, right, at one point you were making lower lows and lower highs, so you get in the lower highs to go into make lower lows, right? You get in the lower highs to go into lower lows. Here you start consolidating, right? Oh, cool, we have an engulfing candle, we're at the bottom of the zone. What are we looking for at the bottoms? To go high, higher high, higher low. higher high, higher low. Again, started consolidating. At the low of consolidation, what do we want to do? We want to get in to make higher highs, right? The top of the zone, we rejected the highs. Perfect. No more entries. Oh, why didn't you get in here on this retest? How do you not know this is a higher high? Because we rejected the highs. We're at the top of the zone again. Right? Again, if we're trading from this high and this low, and we're at the top of the zone, where are we expecting price to go down to? Right? To these lows. We could see, alright, once we got to these lows, what did price do? It gave us a rejection candle. Perfect. We already know this is exhaustion candles. Price has to make a decision on what it wants to do. Went lower. Perfect. As it went lower, lower low, lower high, right? Lower low. Now we know that we're trading between this low and this high. From the low to the top, same thing. Now we understand where we're at. We're all trending, price is trending the way it needs to trend, right? Rejected the highs, higher high, higher low. We got into these trades to continue. All right, at the top of the zone, what do I want to see at the top of the zone? I want to see a break, retest to continue. Or I want to see price reject and continue to push to the bottom side, right? So understanding that Bitcoin looks like it wants to go down, but at the same time is still giving us higher highs and higher lows at the top of the zone, and understanding the correlation between Bitcoin and US30, the fact that US30 is up and Bitcoin right now is down, those are two things that are clashing that just don't make sense, right? And again, same thing with USD CAD. The correlation is opposite, and the fact that they're all doing the same thing right now makes me believe that we're just in a zone where price is stagnant. It's in a place where it's just gonna trap everybody, and we gotta wait it out. Now for today, again, just looking at how structure looks, I think USD CAD is gonna go long. I think price today for USD CAD is gonna go up, but overall, right now, I could still see price potentially wanting to give us a steeper pullback on USD CAD. I still believe price is going to give us a steeper pullback somewhere in this area before going up. But it's looking good. We have 3 months of rise. On the third month, rise in node net. We're expecting price to give us a fourth month rise variation at the top of the zone of consolidation again. What did price do at the top of consolidation? It went back down. Right? Could this be the high that decides to break and continue and give us that third push? Of course. But if that's the case, then that would mean that I'm expecting US30 to start pushing down overall. And that's something that I do not see happening. I do not see US30 at this point, economically where we're at too. I just don't see this pushing down the way it would push down when USD CAD starts trending up. So again, there's a lot at play here, right? There's a lot at play here. Again, market structure, price action, candlestick analysis, everything from the top to the bottom. There's just a lot that's happening. So we'll keep an eye on it. Like I said, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see what price ends up doing. But again, at this point, I'm gonna wait it out on the market. I'm gonna wait out till a little bit closer to NYC session to get into these trades. Right? We can see AU again. AU at one point over here thinking price is gonna continue to go down, faking everybody out. Give a fake engulfing candle, hit everybody's stop loss if you got into that trade. Again, all of this is playing out live, right? Every single example I gave you guys is playing out live. So again, trading has to do a lot also with, what we were saying earlier. What type of trader are you, right? What type of person are you? What strategy can you live with, right? If this is way too disciplined for somebody, if this is way too passive, and you have more of an aggressive type of personality, then this might not be the strategy for you, right? But that's why in trading it's such a dope thing to do, because you don't have to fit, you don't have to clone yourself to be a trader that you don't want to be, right? Maybe day trading isn't for you. You have to go scout. Maybe scalping is too fast paced and you have too much anxiety to trade scalping. Maybe you want to do swing trading. The rules are a little different. You could trade it all the same way. Rules are just a little bit different, right? Entries might be a little bit more aggressive, right? Stop losses might be a lot bigger than usual, right? Instead of using a 10 to 23 pip stop loss, you'll have to be using 30, 40, 50 pips. Maybe sometimes depending on the pair, you have to use 60, 70 pip stop losses, which means your lot size is going to be different too. Instead of trading, if you're trading a small account and you're scalping, you can't trade with $1.50, 25 cents. You have to be trading with 5 cents, 10 cents, maybe even lower, 2 cents, 3 cents, depending on the stop loss. But your take profit isn't 40, 50 pips. Your take profit's at 100, 200, 300 pips, right? If you're trying to catch the entire move as a swing trader. So that's the beauty with trading. You just got to figure out what type of person you are. How does it correlate with the market? Okay, cool. This is the strategy that I have to learn. Right? And then once you start learning that, then you start looking for, your pace of trading. Start looking for your rule sets. Start looking for what works for you. That's why I've always wanted to get into trading, man. It was something that it really is just a game. It's you versus you. You develop your own rules. You start seeing what price, you start seeing what works for you or what doesn't work for you. So like I'm very strict. Like maybe 3 years ago, I know 3 years ago I would have entered this trade going long. I already know that. Right? But again, as time goes on and you clear your chart vision and you start really realizing like, okay, wait, there's too much going on. This doesn't even make sense to enter these trades, right? It allows you to stay away from the boo-boo trades, right? Even yesterday, right? We were looking to go short, and I'm like, ah, man, I don't know. I don't really like these shorts. Why? Because again, I'm looking at every single thing possible. Again, once you bring in numbers to trading, again, we look at the universal numerical value in every single pair, right? STP for the day is 332 pips. Let's just go back to yesterday. Did we do 332 pips yesterday going short? No. So if we would have taken this trade, if we weren't babysitting this trade, price would have went right back up and hit, it would have went back to break even pretty much, right? And then what did price do? It did more than STP, obviously. If 332 pips going to the top side, it did in total 474, which is still less than the ADR for the day, right? We do STP, which is the safe take profit, and then there's ADR, right? I'm not going to be looking at my take profit to be 100% of the ADR because we understand that in the market, not every day is it going to give you the same numerical value, right? So, with that being said, if we would have taken this trade going short, it wouldn't have worked out. It wasn't part of the trend, right? Like, yeah, the short doesn't make sense to take it because, again, we just had a higher high, right? We just had a break of these highs. Could price just come back, use a retest to continue to push to the top side? Absolutely. And that's what we said, and this is why we didn't take these trades going short. And again, it started going up at 11:30, 12 p.m. I'm not on my chart at that time. So it's not my time to take this trade. But at the same time that I understood that it's not my time to take the trade, I also understood that while it is my time to take this trade around this time, I just wouldn't take this trade because I'm looking to grab the move for the day. I'm not just trying to go for, especially on US 30, I'm not trying to go for 12, 13, 14 pips. I'm trying to go for the whole bag, especially when I'm trading US 30. Same thing with GJ. There's such big pairs where it's like, why am I going to get in? Why am I going to get in somewhere where I know I have to babysit the trade instead of being like, okay, cool, I'm just going to wait for the confirmation entry of where I need to go. So then when I enter that trade, all I got to do is place my take profit and I know it's going to go there. I could go to sleep. If I take a trade during Asia session, I could go to sleep understanding that when I wake up for NYC, TP is going to be hit. And if TP hasn't been hit, yeah, I'm only going to be a few pips off of it. Right? Compared to taking a trade that I have to sit through, I have to babysit, I have to make sure that, oh, where's price doing? Go to the 1 minute time frame. Right? I don't like trading like that. That's not my style of trading. I don't feel comfortable doing that. So same thing, right? Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, but we have higher high, higher low, higher high. This is gonna be the pullback, and we're gonna go in short. Like nah, it doesn't make sense. Same on God, yeah, man. It's this shit is like for me, for example, right? I'll give you my little thing. I'm a little anxiety driven. I cannot sit on these charts. If I'm in a trade, I cannot sit on these charts and just look at the fucking price move. I can't do it. I can't do it. So my rules, the way I trade, revolve around who I am and how I trade. Again, if it works, my strategy might work for 90 people out of the 100. The other 10 people, it's not that the strategy doesn't work, it's just you're not compatible to be this type of trader. Doesn't mean you're not compatible to be a trader. No, that's the shit with trading and the human brain is we're so programmed to just be like, oh, it didn't work out, so it's not meant for me. It's like, bro, reinvent the fucking wheel a little bit. It's not that it's not meant for you, it's that you didn't find the rule sets that work for you. So when you start dissecting the world as to like, okay, this didn't work out, not because it's not meant for me, oh, because God said it's not meant for me, I'm not gonna do it. No, brother, sit the fuck down, dissect what it is that didn't work for you, and why didn't it work for you. Can you change it? If you could change it and you can make it work for you and make up your own rules, you do it. And that's with everything in life. Everything. Everything. Every single that analogy you could use for every single problem that you encounter in life. What is it that doesn't work for you? Okay, cool. Can you work around it? Is it something you could change? If it's something you could change, you could fucking do it. You could be successful at it. Now, if it's something that you cannot change, for whatever type of reason that you know you just cannot change it, not because oh I feel like I can't change it or this my person might feel like I can't change. No, if there is not a single way you could change something that's going on, then that's a completely different story. Completely different story. Then cool, you let it go, do whatever you gotta do. But when it comes to this, strictly trading, there's so many rules, there's so many ways you could dissect and start going through the charts that it's you just got to do your homework. You just got to backtest. There's only so much somebody could teach you in trading. 99% of trading is gonna be you sitting down in these charts, doing the work and putting in the work to understand it to the way that you need to understand it. No, I can't teach you that. Q can't teach you that. Don Vote can't teach you that for the people who are on YouTube, right? Linz can't teach you that. Time to Eat Trading can't teach you that. They could teach you candlesticks. Oh, these are the candles you gotta look for. They can't teach you the psychology around it. Oh, why is it that this works and this doesn't? There's just the answer they'll give you is, oh, it's a probability game, guys. It's a probabilities game. No, there's something in your rules that aren't working that you need to fix. There's a little bit more chart vision involved as to why this trade didn't work out for you. Again, we've been here for an hour and a half. Look how much fucking gems I've dropped. When it comes to again market structure, price action, candlestick analysis, market session timings, right? The correlations between the we've talked so much bullshit about so much that I already know this is information overload for everybody. Everybody's like, yo, what the fuck is this guy talking about? But again, this is why we don't get into these booty trades because we're able to see all of that. So let's see. Again, we'll continue to see what we'll continue to dissect it. We'll see what Price wants to do. Again, the way I'm looking at it, I think it's too early. I think it's way too early to get into these trades. I think we have to just wait it out for a little bit, and and that's it. I think we just gotta wait it out for a little bit and see what Price wants to do. There's nothing else we could do about this. Right, again, I don't think I will. We have news at 8:45 today. Let me double check on that. Right, 8:30. Oh no, 8:30 is euro, but it's low impact, high impact at 9:45. So right after NYC open at 9:30, that's when we'll start seeing the moves being played out. So I would like to start seeing entries at around 8:30, 8:45, 9 a.m. If we could get an entry before NYC open, that would be perfect. If not, then we'll have to just wait um till a little bit after and see if we could catch a little continuation. See what does price want to do. Does it want to continue to make these higher highs and higher lows? Is this where price is gonna turn around? Right, we'll see. We'll see what price wants to do. But yeah, man, it's the beauty and the stress of trading is understanding that it doesn't matter at the end of the day what strategy you have. The market is gonna move, right? That's something that, and I'll share my little piece of advice, or I wouldn't even say advice. I would just say like my little piece of knowledge that I've gained over the years, right? Like that's something you can't change, right? You can't change. Oh fuck, why'd the market move today? Why didn't it? Right? That's You're not gonna change that. The market is gonna move with or without you. So to get away from the fear of FOMO, which is something that I had without knowing that I had it, right? Because for a few, like the first couple years of trading, I was like a private trader. I wasn't involved in the community. I wasn't involved in, again, like I was still competing. So I was in a whole different world. This was already in 2019, 2020. So we're talking about 4 or 5 years ago. Um, like the information that I knew of trading was not only was it limited, but it was literally the only thing that I was ingesting, which at the time was market makers pattern, right? And everything involved with market makers pattern, right? It wasn't really candlestick analysis. It wasn't, the things that we know now because social media is so open, and I'm more involved in social media in the trading side more than I was before. Um, so when you start looking at your rules, right, does it make sense? Does the entry make sense? That's the number one thing you really just gotta have to ask yourself, right? Does it make sense? If it makes sense, dissect it. Why does it make sense? Why doesn't it make sense? Um, that's pretty much it. It's a lot of work though. It's a lot of work, but it's anything you do is hard work anyway. Whatever you do in life, either way, it doesn't matter what profession you're in. It's hard work. Again, if you gotta go to school. Now, let's just use the easy example. How many years did you go to school for? Right? How old are you now? When did you start going to school? Are you still in school? If you're not in school, how long did you graduate for? How long were you in the school system for? Right? How long did it take you to get a degree if you've graduated? Right? After you get that degree, how long did it take for you to get the job? When you got the job, how long did it take for you to train at it? After you trained and you had the job, how long did it take for you to get that job and really be successful at it? Right? When you start looking at it, something you started doing at the age of, some people started in high school, right? You do enrollment classes, so you probably started your career, without really understanding that at the age of 15, 16 years old, right? At this point, you've already graduated. You have your first job, whatever. You're 26, 27, 28 years old. That's 10 to 15 years of your life that you dedicated of learning the same way you would in any other job, the same way in trading. People think that you're gonna start trading and then in 2 weeks, oh, you're a professional trader now. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Never heard of that. I've never heard of somebody starting a sport yesterday and fucking 2 weeks ago they were pro already at it. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of somebody, oh, I'm gonna go play tennis. They started playing tennis tomorrow and then next week they're in the Olympics. They never heard of somebody going and playing, football or soccer if you're in the States, right? oh, I'm gonna start playing tomorrow, and they started playing tomorrow, and then in 2 days they're already playing with Messi and they're fucking scoring against Ronaldo and fucking Mbappe. Like, dude, in life, humans just give some like false narratives and fake expectations for what I don't know. I don't understand it. Something that I'll never understand. So, I'm definitely not gonna be the one to sit here like all these other YouTubers and say, "Oh yeah, you're gonna come join us. You're gonna learn in 3 weeks." That's not realistic, man. You go to school, you graduate, you're in a school system for 10 years, more than that, and you still graduate and you have no fucking clue what you learned in school. And you think you're gonna come to trading and you're gonna learn all the information in trading and you're gonna be able to really understand it in less than 3 months? You're crazy. You're crazy. Is it impossible? It's not impossible. Nothing's impossible. At the end of the day is just how much work are you willing to put in? Right? And again, 99% of the people are not going to live the lifestyle that I lived to be able to learn all of this in the amount of time that it took me to learn it. Nobody is gonna no Not a lot of people are willing to wake up at 5 in the morning, to have to go onto the charts because you have to go work at 7 a.m., to then get home at 5, 6 p.m. You have to eat, shower, right? If you have other hobbies, again, for me, I was still gaming, I was competing, I was traveling, I was doing tournaments, I was practicing with my team. To get on the charts, go to sleep at 2, 3 a.m., to wake up at 5, 5:30. I was doing that Monday through Friday. I don't know a lot of people that are willing to do that. I know people who are willing to wake up at 5:30, 6 a.m. to go to high school though, and they did that for 4 years. And they'll go to sleep after going to a party on a Tuesday night to have to go to school in the next morning. I know people who would do that, but they're not willing to do that for work when it comes to being successful at something. So, it depends on what type of lifestyle you want to live. Everybody has choices to make. We could go in deep with this conversation. Is super deep, you know? So, again, I'm not I live in the real I live on earth, right? I don't live in La La Land. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys and be like, "Yeah, you're not gonna learn this in 4 months." I know you're not gonna learn this in 4 months. Because I could teach you the basics of higher highs and higher lows, and I could teach you the basics, and that's what we do pretty much every single day. And I know that 90% of the people still don't understand what a higher high and a higher low is, or what it even looks like in a chart. And that's Forex one-on-one. That's baby steps. We're not talking about if you can't even see higher highs and higher lows, how are you going to look for engulfing candles? How are you going to look for imbalances? How are you going to look for exhaustion candles? Right? Going deeper in it, you can't see simple higher high, higher low patterns. How are you going to see a type 1, type 2, type 3 if you can't correlate what's a trend and what's a consolidation? You just can't do it. How are you gonna know what a flag post pattern is, right? If you want to go into harmonic patterns, right? How are you gonna learn what a Gartley butterfly, whatever the fuck their names are, right? There's a whole bunch of things that we could go so much deeper into this. Again, and this is why I'm saying, again, as a trader, as somebody that's been doing this for a lot of years now, nobody is learning trading in 4 months. I can guarantee you that no one is learning. Doesn't matter who's teaching you. It could be Jesus Christ himself. You're not learning this in 4 months. You're not. It's crazy. It's wild that people come into trading thinking that, oh, if I don't get this in a week, I'm done doing it. Like, what? You're gonna go play basketball. You're gonna go practice for 2 days, and on the second day, you're gonna quit because you're bad at it. I don't know. I don't know what sport, what activities, what hobbies, what job you could go into with that mindset. I'm gonna go start a business, but on the first week of business, if I don't make $1 million, I'm quitting. I don't know who thinks like that. So I don't know why people bring that mindset when it comes to trading. I do not understand it. I'm gonna go practice for a marathon, but on my second day of running, if I can't do a marathon in under an hour, I'm not gonna do the marathon. I don't know anybody with that type of mindset. I have not met one person like that in real life. I don't know anybody who I don't know. That it is crazy. The more analogies I could give, I just hope it clicks for some people. Like, oh my god, it's true, right? There's people who go to the gym every single day who understand that if you do not go to the gym every single day, you're not going to see results. And then those same people hop into trading, do it for a week, and they quit and are talking about, oh, I haven't seen results in a week of trading, so I'm gonna quit. Brother, brother, you go to the gym. How is it that you have a mindset? You have such a good mindset with one thing, but then when it comes to something else that is the exact same mindset, it's night and day. Like I don't know. I cannot seem to understand that. But again, I hope it clicks for some people that understand that. Um, rambling today, but it's one of those mornings, man. So we'll see. All right, US 30 went right back down. USD CAD still in the same spot. Bitcoin is down, right? So those entries on Bitcoin would have been horrible, right? Horrible, horrible trades. Um, AU went up, right? Hit stop losses for the people who got in early, and then went right back down. So, um, you ain't lying. I learned perseverance through COD, and that translated to my trading journey. My fault. Hit caps out. It's all good. Um, oh yeah, that's fucking. My bad. I'm like, who typed that? Yeah, no, it's the same thing, bro. You know, the conversation that we had yesterday is pretty much similar to what we talked about in the court yesterday, right? Like, or even a few days ago. I know I've said this to you before. I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was a few days ago. But I was telling you, like, something that I knew with COD was while competing. Again, there's so many internal things you have to look at. Like when you're looking at hardpoint, right? As a main AR, which is what was my role in gaming, was not only do I have to look over my teammates, but you have to look at the timer, right? In hardpoint, how long do you have left for the hardpoint, right? If your three teammates, there's three lanes in COD. If your teammates are looking at the first and the second lane, what lane is open? How long do you have for the next rotation? Could the enemy team, if there's three down, where's the last person? Could he be rotating to the next hill? Right? So like if he's rotating to the next hill, what lane is he hitting? Where could he be hiding? Is there a building there? If he's already pushed through, is there a chance his teammate spawns behind the new hill? Did you rotate early enough? Did you rotate late? Is the same thing in trading, right? In trading, did price break structure? Did it break structure and continue to go? Did it give you time to enter? Did it give you a retest? If you're too late to the rotation, if you're too late to the entry, you have to wait for the next one. You have to wait for your teammates to come up. You have to wait for the next opportunity to be able to take over the spawns and flip spawns again. Is the same thing. So again, it's just every single sport that you do, right? I don't play basketball, so I can't give you a good example on basketball, but I'm pretty sure it's the same way. Right? If you're running, if you have the ball, you're running with the ball, there's a dude to your right, there's a dude to your left. You know that if you jump straight to the middle, they're gonna be able to just to block your shot. So you're gonna start looking for, okay, what maneuvers can I do? Can I do these type of maneuvers to be able to fake them out and make the layup? Or can I just am I bigger than them to be able to just jump over them and dunk it? Right? Okay, if none of those are opportunities because you have, fucking I'm not gonna use basketball player names because I don't know them like that. But if you got dumb people who are gonna block you, do you have a teammate that's close to you? Can you pass the ball? Right? If you pass the ball to this dude, right? There's a whole bunch of things. There's a whole bunch of strategies at being good at a sport, at any sport, and that's any hobby that you do. Right? Any hobby that uses, obviously, we're talking about. you got to use your brain a little bit to work, right? If you're just doing a dead end job, right, completely different, but you still gotta train for that job anyway for 2 weeks and then you're good. But um, that shit with COD, again, that's the easiest for me. Playing Call of Duty with somebody is the best way to say if that person would be good at trading or not. And again, that's why I stopped competing. That's why I stopped playing COD. I couldn't take that shit no more. How is it that you practice the game every single day for fucking 6 to 8 hours a day? This is the only game we play at a competitive level, and you still do not rotate. How do you not rotate? How do you not know spawns? Brother, we play the game every day. You don't know how to rotate. You don't know that if you're blocking this side of the map and this side of the map, that they only have one other spawn point. You know what I mean? Like 7 months into a game, you don't know how to do the mechanics in the games yet. You play this every single day. You don't know how to do a slide cancel. You know what I mean? It's the same way. That's why it's like. But again, it all comes down with the time, right? How much time are you putting into the craft? Are you putting in the time which is just getting on the game to just get on and then you get off? Or are you taking mental notes like, oh shit, at 26 seconds, if I rotate to this lane and we get a kill, this guy still spawns at old? Are you taking those mental notes so then the next time you play the game, you do that same route and you do it again and you do it again and you do it again and you continue to win? Or are you just loading up into the game and sprinting? Right? Sprinting, dying, respawning, sprinting, dying, respawning, sprinting, dying, respawn again, and you sprint to the same lane. Instead of being like, okay, hold on. If I continue to just spawn, die, respawn, spawn, die, respawn, and I'm still hitting this one lane, shouldn't I go somewhere else? Shouldn't I throw a smoke? Shouldn't I stun it? You know what I mean? Like, do something to not fucking die the same way every single time. Same way in trading. How many times are we gonna lose the same fucking trade? How many times are we gonna lose the same trade? Right? How many times are we gonna lose the same? How many times are we gonna take a setup after STP is hit, and then we wonder why price is consolidating? Oh, price isn't moving because the market maker saw that I entered, so they paused the market for me. They paused the market because I entered a trade. People say that. I'm getting pissed off now. Now you see what I mean? Like, this is why these conversations are just crazy to me, because it's like, bro, we're all human. We all have the same mental capacity. I'm a believer of that. There's not one human that could do more than the other because I'm smarter than you. That's not real. It's just how much time are you putting into the craft, right? And on top of the time that you're putting, are you really putting in the work to understand the reasons as to why? If you're blocking this side of the map and your teammate's blocking this side of the map, do you know that that's why they're spawning out? Like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Again, you learn algebra. Y equals mx plus b. You hear that for the first time, you're gonna be, what the fuck is that? Until you learn it, until you do it over and over again and understand that, okay, if I get this number, and this number, this is what the number I'm gonna get afterwards. And this is how you do it. This is how you problem solve it. It's the same way in trading. Right? I understand that higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs are uptrending. If I see that in one time frame we're making higher highs and higher lows, but then on the other time frame we're seeing lower lows and lower highs, and another time frame we're seeing that we're just consolidating in the middle of a zone, what does that tell me? It tells me that price is trapping traders. We're not in the best place to look for a trade, right? We understand that in a zone of consolidation, again, I'll draw it out. In a zone of consolidation, which we're in AU at the top of the zone, do we want to look for shorts or do we want to look for longs? It's the same thing. We have lower low, lower high, lower low. Right now, what is price doing? Okay, here we can see that price made a higher high. Okay, cool. We're faking traders out, right? Making everybody believe that this is going to be higher high, higher low to continue to push to the top side. And look how they're doing that. They're faking everybody out right now. The traders going short are probably getting it right here on this retest to go short. The traders going long probably think that this is higher high, higher low, right? To continue to make higher high, Right? Just look how the market is just trapping every single trader. So why would I get in when I know that that's what's going on in the market? Now, if I didn't know that that's what's going on, right, and I get in on this trade going long and I lose the trade, I'm gonna say, oh, it's a game of probabilities, and oh, the market maker, he has a third chart just looking at my screen. He could somehow look at my screen and he knows exactly when I entered, how I entered, what strategy I'm using, and he said, "Fuck you, I'm gonna go opposite because Lewis from Vice Trading Academy entered the trade." You know what I mean? Like, it's just not realistic. That doesn't make sense. That's just an excuse for people to, after they're losing a trade, they'll turn off the chart and then they'll go and they'll make an excuse. Oh, they got me today. And instead of being like, okay, hold on, let me go do a little bit of back testing. Let me figure out, okay, why did I lose the trade? But it's easier to blame somebody else, right? It's easier to blame something else, right? It's easier to be like, oh, God, this isn't meant for me because God doesn't want me to do it. It's an easier mentality to blame something or someone else as to why you can't do something. So, but then those are the same people that when they do something, when they're successful at it, oh, I did it because it was me. Oh, why didn't you use the same mentality? You know, every single time. You would have made it further and faster if you would have had that mentality that it was always been you in the beginning. The little help, of course. We're not saying it's always just one person, but the examples I'm trying to use, the analogy. You guys see what I'm trying to get at. What happened, Tiger? I'm talking too much? Sorry, man. What do you want? My little pets? Hi, mama. Give me 1 second, guys. What time is it? 7:57. Oh, we're good. Let me look over these charts one more time in the 30 minutes. So AU, we're still in the same spot. Not gonna be looking for any trades yet. US 30 went right back down to the middle, right? So we're just gonna wait it out, see what price wants to do at this point, right? Price did come back down. It's getting close to that 1 minute gap that we had here at the bottom. So, um, again, could this just be a simple type 2 pattern where price breaks, comes back down, goes right back up? It could be, right? Simple higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Um, again, it could easily be that. And if that's the case, again, we would understand that at this point I'd be looking for price for USD CAD to continue to go short. But again, right now, these pairs are just doing both things at the same time. They're showing downtrend patterns at the same time that they're showing uptrend patterns. And again, I just do not feel comfortable taking these trades, right? I do not feel comfortable taking this trade going long. I do not feel comfortable calling this a 372. The 800 EMA is way too close to comfort. The pullback that we had after the second day of rise is too steep. Obviously, the gaps that we talked about reset to the trend, so this isn't even a clean 372. There's so many rules that are just clashing as to why I wouldn't take this trade at all right now. I'd wait for the next confirmation. So what I'm looking for at this point, right, I'd be looking for these highs to be broken, right, and then the lows for the day would just be the low of consolidation. Right, if we could get price to break below these lows, we know we have clean traffic back down to the bottom. Perfect, right? We know we could get those 9 out of 10 times we'll catch those trades, right? If we could get price to break above these highs over here, then we know we will break above the 800 EMA. We have 2 days of rise. If we finish on top today, and we'll know we could catch those continuations going into tomorrow, right? But right now, getting into a trade in the middle of these zones is just not comfortable. There's too many things that could happen, right? And especially with news coming out 15 minutes after the NYC open, I'm just gonna play it safe. I'm gonna wait it out. Same thing with USD CAD, right? Today could be just a simple break of the highs and the retest to continue the push to the top side, right? This is what SRC is, right? Smart money concept. That's what SMC is. Um, Roger Banks does this shit too. It's just consolidation. Oh, if you break the high of consolidation, you got to retest to continue the push to the top side, right? Um, there's just too many. There's too many rules clashing here. There's too many rules clashing. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. My bad, I'm back. Too much stupidity? I wouldn't really say stupidity, right? That's like a mean word. But no, bro, it's just, he would tell you this. I talk to him about this shit almost every day. He's he's always telling me like, yo, you gotta not let that shit affect you. Like, just let it go. Like, cause it's, you know, it's just human nature, right? At the end of the day, like, that's what that's what's fed to us, right? Um, and I don't want to offend anybody or because I don't want to go into too deep into it, but then I'll just talk about my experience, right? It's like people who claim, I'm not gonna say the name religion, just who claim that they're religious, right? They'll be like, whatever it is, the Bible, the scripture, whatever it is, the Quran, whatever it is that people read, right? It'll tell them something, and then it's like they act some certain type of way when they talk to certain people or when they're in certain settings, and then in some other settings they're a completely different person that goes against everything that they claim that they follow and that what they are. So it's like, how is it that you could be and you could do one thing where it's like the best analogy is like, yo, the lights are off so you could do whatever you want to do, but when the lights are on, you got to go back to being normal, right, quote unquote, which is just like, that's just human nature, right? Yeah, hypocrites, exactly. Like, it's just, it's human nature to act that way, right? So am I surprised that I'm understanding that now more than ever because of trading? Like, again, it's crazy how trading really shows you the type of who, like, it really does show you who's who, right? It shows you what type of person you are. And the good thing about it is that not only does it show you the type of person that you are, but it's like, it allows you to be like, holy shit, am I gonna change or am I gonna be the same person that I am, right? So it's there's nothing wrong with that. That's another thing. People are gonna sit here and they're also gonna be like, oh, if you don't change, you're wrong. Like, nah, man. Like, not everybody is meant to change in that type of way, right? Some people would hear this and they'll be listening to this and they'll start getting pissed off. But it's like, bro, if the shoe fits, wear it. It's that type of situation. It's that type of, that type of deal that we have, right? So yeah, it's a very long and hard road, but you know, we see it all the time, bro. We could name drop so many people, and we're talking about people who have names who, on Instagram and TikTok, and not TikTok, on Twitter. People who claim that I know this, I know that, and then 2 weeks later they're posting, guys, can I borrow X amount of money? Or guys, I lost it all. Oh, and then they start blaming, oh, the prop firm B booked me, the prop firm this, the prop firm that. Right? We see it all the time. And then 2 weeks later they're back at $1 million somehow. So, there's so many people like that in the industry that it's just like, bro, it's again, what we said last week, Muhammad. It's fucked up because there's people who really want to learn this craft, and when you're learning BS for X amount of time, and then you go and you find out that that's not the right information, it hurts, right? Because it's like, damn, I just wasted 2 years, 3 years, I wasted a year, I wasted 6 months learning information that wasn't even true. So then it feels like you didn't do anything. It feels like you're going right back to square one. So I understand that for a lot of people that's the reality, and that's why a lot of people quit trading. But again, the craziest thing about that is that in trading you never stop learning. The market is always evolving. It's always different, right? This year maybe it'll be good for, the trend trading. But then the other years you got to learn about consolidation because price is just consolidating. So if you don't know the difference between a trend and when prices is just in consolidation, you're not going to know when to trade. You're not going to know when to not trade. You're not going to know when to enter, when to get out of trades. You're not going to know why, oh, STP is 40 but it only did 32. Okay, but it did 32. Where was price at? Did it reach a level? Did it do a break of structure? Did it do a change of character? Did it get to the top of the zone? Are you trading at the top of the zone, the middle of the zone, or the bottom of the zone? Are you trading the beginning of the trend or a continuation? Again, there's so many questions to ask. There's so many questions. There's so many ways you could put trading where it's like, I understand it's difficult. I get it. I fucking understand. And again, this is why I would never tell nobody. You see it. How many people join the channel and oh, how long is it gonna take to learn? I don't know, man. If you want the right answer, like there's people in our Discord right now that have been trading since 2014, 2015, and they still are pretty much square one. But then you start asking the real question is how much time are they putting into it? Are they really involved, right? The answer is no, right? You have people who've been trading for 2, 3 years and they're already profitable. Are they profitable where they know every single thing? No, but they're profitable enough where the information that they know is enough to hold them, right? It's to hold them up. And then as the years go by, as the days go by, the months go by, you're never just going to stop learning. No, you're going to continue to learn, continue to develop more strategies, continue to refine your trading plan. So, you know, you're never in trading, you're never going to not learn anything. You're always learning. Every single day you're learning something new. Every single day. And any trader that tells you that that's not true, I guarantee you that is not a real trader. Every single day in the markets you're going to learn. So, but that's why I'm true to myself because I understand the type of person I am. Right? It's like I had this conversation with I think it was with Evasive too. It's like we're talking about the gym and I'm like, bro, like I don't start the gym because it's not something I'm passionate about. Right? That's something where, it's a flaw of mine that I have to Like if I'm not passionate about something, I'm not gonna do it. And for some people might say that that's a good thing. For some other people, which is what I'm saying, it's horrible. I hate that about myself. Because it's like, bro, not every single thing in life you're gonna be motivated to do. Like I'll give you the example. You're not motivated to clean dishes. You're not motivated to do chores, right? Do make your bed. You don't want to clean around the house, but it's something that you have to do, right? You have there's consequences in everything that you do and don't do. So it's like, I understand that it's better for my health and I'm on my fucking computer all day, blah 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 blah, right? Whatever, fuck you guys. But it's not something that I'm motivated to do. So it's a little bit different. For me, it's like at least I'm aware of it and I'm not gonna sit here and lie to myself and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do that tomorrow, and I'm like, I know I'm not gonna do that shit tomorrow, so I'm not even gonna say that out loud, right? Because then that's where you know you start giving yourself self pity, and you really start being like, oh, I suck, and you start because if you start telling yourself every day you're gonna do something and you never do it, what kind of accountability are you giving for yourself? So you know there's battles you gotta do, man. In life, you just gotta do stuff to do it, and you gotta fucking give it your all. Good talk, man. Always. We could talk about shit like this every day, but again, I also understand that again, these conversations are tough to have and they're tough to listen to, man. Again, I know, man. I done lost hella people in my life for being this type of way, for just talking. Because the problem is that, I mean, you guys hear the stream. Today's the first time in like what 2 weeks that I'm actually talking all day. Normally I'm quiet. I'm just observing. That's the type of person I am. I'm usually quiet. I don't talk. I listen. I talk when I need to talk. So, in real life, like actually people in my real life, they fucking they hate it. They're like, yo, every time you talk, it's not negative. Is that what I talk about is real? Everybody just think about it, right? Like, I don't want to be that type of person. I'm on stream, but it is what it is, right? Like, yo, I got friend groups that, yo, all they talk about all day is about, I hate work, blah blah blah, my boss, blah blah blah. Like every day, bro. Every day you're gonna talk about the same fucking bullshit. Every day, bro. Every day you're gonna tell me the same worker. I know Johnny doesn't like you. Every fucking day you're gonna talk to me about Johnny and how your manager fucking sucks. You bring it up, yo, go do something else. Oh, but I can't, blah blah blah. I like it. It's comfortable. All right, cool, bro. Like, what other conversation am I gonna have with that? How else am I gonna talk to you? Like, what else is there to talk to you about? That's me. That's how I am. I don't know how else to explain that. I hate having those like, and I can't relate. That's another thing. Like, yo, at the end of the day, I just cannot relate to those conversations because I don't go through that. I haven't gone through that. I had a phase in my life where I went through that, of course. Not everybody comes from money. You have to go work. You have to go experience that, right? And then there's some people who have who are lucky enough to not to not have to live through that day in and day out every single day. So it's different, man. It's different. But again, it is what it is. It doesn't bother me anymore. It creates just good talking conversations now and good topics. But to get back into the charts, man, 8:15, we still got time. Again, AU went right back to the bottom a little bit. So again, price is just consolidating, guys. Here, I'm not comfortable taking these trades until we have a clean break of either direction, right? I want to see a break of the highs. If we get a break of the highs, I want to see a continuation. If we could get price to continue, then perfect. Right, let me get out of this. I don't know why my computer's so slow, man. What's going on? Let me see something. I don't like how my computer's acting right now.
So we already know the 1 minute time frame US 30 closed this gap here that we were looking for. So again, at this point, could we be expecting price to turn right back around and start going up? It could happen. It could be a type 2 pattern, right? It could even be a type 3 pattern. Um, but we'll see. We'll see how price continues to react to this. Again, the best thing that I'm gonna wait for at this point is I'm gonna either wait for a break of these highs to continue this push to the top side, or I'm gonna wait for these break of these lows. If we could get a break of the lows of consolidation again, STP's 332, all the way back down to the bottom, right? We could go right back down to the zone. So cool. We don't have these trades up here. They're more of an aggressive trade. Perfect. Whatever it is, what it is. If I can't catch the trade from the top, cool. All I need, US 30, if we could get an entry somewhere here, we know we have another clean 200 pips to work with, right? I'm cool with that. I'm cool with 200 pips on US 30. That's not bad. So we'll continue to look. We'll give this a few minutes to move, right? For price to really let us know what it wants to do. Same thing with USD CAD. Once we have a confirmation of exactly where price wants to go again, if US 30 is going down, that means USD CAD is gonna go up, right? So we'll continue to look. Same thing for USD ZAR. If US 30 is going down, that means ZAR is gonna go up. So the fact that right now, again, all of these pairs are just kind of, the correlation is a little wonky, right? I don't wanna hop into a trade too early, right? Like for example, I don't want to trade into a Bitcoin trade going short too early when this could simply just be higher high, higher low, higher high, and this could simply just be a little retest of the zone to continue, right? To continue going up, right? So the same way, like okay, cool. Well, why wouldn't you take this, going short then? It'd be the same thing, right? Because of this, or going long. Why wouldn't you take a long here? Is because of this situation that's going on now. We're like, yeah, you can see lower low, lower high, lower low. We're at the bottom of the zone on the retest, right? You would want to think that price is going to continue this push to go short, but it didn't. It just boop melted. Just where we're at in the zone doesn't make sense to take these trades. So yeah, man. Oh man. Hi, Tiger. Like, I bought a green screen and my cats are just sitting on top of it. Like, why? You guys can't find somewhere else to sit? Nowhere else was comfortable enough for you, Miss Shadow? You just gotta take the green screen like that? Be right back, guys. Little advice, man. Don't get a fucking bird. Unless you want to be annoyed all day. My god. Fucking bird does not shut up. I don't know how. I'm gonna be honest, like, it might just be me, but it's like the same thing with a dog, right? It's like, yo, these cats sometimes get on my nerve because they don't shut up. There'll be days where they're just meow, meow, and like, bro, I don't know what you want. You have food, you have water, your litter is cleaned every day, you have multiple rooms, you have outside, you have inside. I don't know what else they need. So it's like the same thing. Like, brother, if you want to lay on top of me, you could lay on top of me. No one's saying no. But there'll be days where they're just everything is just meow meow meow. But birds is an everyday thing. There's not one day they're not quiet. They hear a door opening and they'll start whistling. They hear my voice, start whistling. And same thing. They got water. They got a clean spot. Cleaned every day. They got food, seeds. Polly got a cracker. So I don't know what else. I don't know why they're chirping out there. But I opened the bird cage. He fell. Guaranteed. Let's go figure that out. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. So, let's start from the top to the bottom, man. So AU is still in a good zone, right? Still in a good zone where we could just stay put. We don't have to rush into a trade yet. Um, so still waiting to see, is this a lower high going into a lower low, or is this gonna be a higher low pushing the external time frame to continue to make a higher high? Excuse me again. Right, US 30 again. Right, gave us a nice pullback, little type 2 pattern, right? Looking like it wants to start pushing up again. But again, we're gonna stay put. We understand. Right now, damn, give me 1 second. Got a little sparkling water. It should just went straight to the dome. Alright, so US 30, right? Nice type 2 pattern again, where it gave us a retest to continue. Gonna wait it out. Right? Right now, this could turn into either or. Again, just looking at structure, looking at other pairs, how they're moving, using them to correlate and bounce one another, bounce off of one another. Everything is kind of just going opposite of to where the trend needs to be. So, AU is one where I'm looking for a new weekly drop. So this is the point where I would love to start seeing price turn around to go down. But, you know, the correlation of other pairs are telling me different. So again, here on USD CAD, we start turning around. At one point we look good to go long, right? We were in profit for a little bit, right? For the traders going long. But we understand still that what are we looking for? Price to go down. We have 3 days of drop, 372. Price is still making lower lows and lower highs. So again, market could go both ways. But again, so going back to what I was saying earlier, I'm a trader that does not trade counter trend. So I don't trade these trades going short because USD CAD is going counter, it's going against the trend. I don't go short on USD CAD. So this is not a trade that I'm taking. This is a trade for me. This is a day where I go, okay, cool. This is a winning day for us because we understand USD CAD's in V2 and we want to see a third push. But we understand market structure. We understand that right now price is giving us a pullback. We don't trade counter, so we're turning it off. That's it. What else are we gonna look at it? What else are we gonna look at? What are we gonna start looking at USD CAD now? Is we're gonna start looking for a change of character and a break of structure. If price continues to, or if price starts going up and it gives us a change of character, break of structure, then we know we can start trading that again. Until then, it's counter. I'm choking over here. At this point, USD CAD is still going counter, so I have nothing to look at. The same reason I'm not looking at CHF JPY. We're in peak high territory. I'm looking for price to start going down. We had a 4-hour engulfing, and look how price has been reacting, just consolidating. Right? I'm not gonna enter trades where I know I'm just gonna be moving sideways. Right? A pair that moves 83 pips, STP, yesterday did 42. Did half of that. So what does that mean for me? I know that if I enter a trade, right now we're not trending. We're not making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. We're not going to be trading in a position where when we enter, we're going to be in profit for a long time or go into profit for the TP. We're just moving sideways. There's no clean entry yet. So, simple. Why am I going to enter a trade where I'm not going to know if price is going to go up to TP or if it's going to go up and go right back down? Right? We're not in a trend. So, we're keeping this trading shit, this could either be super simple or it could be the hardest thing you do in your life. It's whatever you make it out to be honest. That's what I figured out. If I don't see something that's crystal clear, why am I going to get a headache from it? Why am I going to put myself through that mental stress? But if you wait for that Mona Lisa and you know what your Mona Lisa is, you have your rules. How many times does it have to play out for you to be able to draw it out? And be like, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is when we're going to enter. Perfect. That's when we're going to RTP. If it does more, perfect. If it does less, why did it do less? Right? This is why you see, look at the entries, right? My entries are like, okay, look, if we enter here, where do we know price is gonna go up to? Oh, it's gonna go up to these highs over here. Perfect. That's our TP to these highs over here, right? Because we know lower low, lower high. This is where price kind of just went sideways. All right, cool, and then it went down, right? But we knew that we were trading between these highs. Price did a little bit more of those highs, and then what did it do? Came right back down to the bottom. Right, so now after all of this move, now we went from lower low, lower low to okay, now we have higher highs. So is this where market is gonna flip and give us a higher low to continue to make a higher high, which is something like this, right? This is the blueprint. Or are we gonna look for a rejection? Was this a sweep, right? To trick traders to continue the downtrend push, right? Which is these drawings here. So, you know, it's you could either make trading difficult or you can make it simple. But price has to follow your rules, right? Dissecting it further, if we start going up, okay, cool. I wouldn't like to get into these trades because of the 800 EMA. We know that's a gamble. This is where price respects the 800 EMA. So instead of getting into these trades that are a little funky, what are we gonna wait for? We're gonna wait for the break of these highs to give us that solid confirmation to get in here to continue the push to the top. That's what I'm looking for. Alright? If price breaks these highs, if price doesn't break these highs, then I'll be looking for this. I'll be getting in somewhere up here to go short to cover these gaps down here. Right? Not only to fill those gaps up, but I think it correlates to what STP would be. Let's say our high is here, 332, right? STP is near, sorry, near our first, the gap of yesterday that was made in the 30-minute time frame. So, you know, and we have news 15 minutes after NYC open at 9:45. So in exactly an hour, this is where we want to start getting ready for moves to start being played out. So let's move on. Right, next one, we'll go to USD CAD again. Right, we're right back again. What could this be? Another type 2 type 3 pattern where price breaks above consolidation, comes back 50%. Right, overall we know we're still trading between this 30-minute high and this 30-minute low. So still lower low, lower high, lower low. Why is this all the way up here? So at this point, you know, we're gonna wait it out till this one is in the middle of the zone. Not gonna make it difficult for us. In the middle of the zone, what are we looking for? To give us a confirmation where does price want to go. If you're in the middle of something, you're just indecisive. And then Bitcoin, now we're pushing these lows. So again, at one point we could have thought we could have seen price go a little bit higher, but we already know we're at those strong highs pushing down. So that's why, again, same thing for US 30. I'll have the same outcome. They're gonna leave us with a confirmation. They'll leave it to us in the 1 minute time frame. Right now we have strong highs. These are strong pushes to the top side. When we were going down, we left the gap here, we left the gap here, right? And then price went up and it filled it with strong highs. So We do have a small gap here at the bottom. Right? So if we could start going up, fill this gap up, this is potentially where we could start seeing price turn around and start going down. Could be a potential move there that we could start looking for during NYC session. So I'm definitely gonna keep this. I'm gonna just do my thing again on US 30 today. Fuck it, guys. Let me see something. Let's see what damage we could do. Still got time. STP hasn't been hit. Like I said, ADR is still good. Price for the day still hasn't been made, to be honest. Still waiting. Let's see what we could get into. Dude, man, no, for me today, my brother. No problem. We'll see you later. We'll be back tonight. Price right now is just consolidating for most of these pairs right now. So it's like I said, not in the best place, man. Not in the best place to look for trades. We'll see. Yo, what in the world? Can you look at G for me in the 1 hour time for me? I got you. Oh man. What exactly do you want me to look for? Right, cause structurally speaking, right, we're still lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So we're looking for a little pullback. Um, and then overall we have 2 weeks where price went down. So this week already gave us a new low. Not expecting price to continue down because overall we are in an uptrend on GU, but we're in the middle of the zone of consolidation, right? And we know that we also were in a lower time frame consolidating up here until we broke below. So what I'm expecting GU to do, right? If we want to just now go into a lower time frame, we know we have an engulfing candle up here, right? If we go down to the 1 hour, I'd be expecting price to do something like this. Come up to the zone, tap into our zone, get an entry to continue going down. That's what this is what I currently see on GU. Bearish up. NYC open hit. Higher high, higher low, higher high. So we don't want to get faked out, right? We want to wait it out. We have an engulfing candle at another time frame that we could use with this accelerated push, right? In the 15-minute time frame, we would have an engulfing candle here. So we at least know that in the 15-minute time frame, we have a candle that we want to wait for, right? We don't want to get trapped into the FOMO of, oh my god, a red candle, we're gonna get in short now because US 30 moves so quick. Like, let's wait for market structure to appear, right? Let's wait for price to calm down a little bit. Again, we know we have news coming out in 14 minutes. So let's take a chill pill, or let's relax, right? And let's wait it out. Let's get a confirmation on the other pairs when price starts reacting a little bit better. And then we'll see if we can get into a trade. Right? Close this gap. We have strong push to the bottom, not leaving gaps in the market. Still remember, we're trading this low and this high. We want to see price give us a change of character. That's perfect. Again, our confirmation as well is going to be the 15-minute time frame. We have a 15-minute engulfing candle that could be made, right? So let's see. Price closes below here. Let's see. Gonna wait for 9:45 to see what we can get into. Remember, we got the news at 9:45, so gonna take it easy till then.
Give it a change of character. Perfect. No gaps at the top. Build up the gap here at the bottom. Let's take a look real quick now at the 30-minute time frame. So I don't think we have any more gaps down here. Right, again, what could this turn into? Right, there's only one other pattern we gotta look out for, which is the type 3 pattern. Right, we don't wanna we wanna wait for confirmations, right? Because this could turn into a type 3 pattern. The price pulls back 50% of consolidation, and then goes back up. So this 15-minute engulfing is going to be very important. Very important. That confirmation that price is either wanting to stay above or going down is going to be very important. Right? Because right now this is just imbalance moves to the top side. So if price wants to fake us out and use the imbalance as a gap, right, where price wants to go up and fill it back up, they could do that. And then again make a decision whether or not price wants to continue or if price wants to break. So let's see. And again, using the confluence of other pairs that usually follow, right, is looking like price wants to go down. So then Bitcoin says otherwise. Bitcoin's like, hold on, maybe this is the bottom, right? And again, if that's the case, then this is telling me that price wants to go up. So but the other pairs are like, they're holding through. So let's see. We'll give it a few minutes. Again, we have news coming up, so either way, we gotta give it a few seconds before we trade. So we will see. We will see. Crazy how they're all just trapping traders. AU is doing it in the 1 minute time frame. It's in the zone of consolidation. This is doing it in the 30-minute. 15 minutes also strong. So we're definitely gonna have to wait for the 15-minute time frame to play out here. And we'll see what we could do. Right, and then here in the 1 minute, look at this. Engulfing candle. No bottom work on the green candle. So it's not a valid engulfing. If it closes above, it's not a valid engulfing. Not a valid engulfing green candle. No bottom work. Right? For the people who don't know that, would just take the trade on a retest. Right? We'll see how price reacts. Missed the retest by a few pips. That's crazy.
Alright, we got 3 seconds. Let's see how this news reacts real quick. There you go. Huge as gap. Okay. Push to the top side. Huge gap. Right. An engulfing candle, not good. Wick was way too big of a wick. So at this point, let's see what price wants to do here. Looks like it's gonna give us a 372. Wasn't really expecting that 372 to work out, to be honest with you. Really was not expecting a 372. And again, if we go and we look at how all these other pairs are moving, right? AU went counter as well. Um, USD CAD went down. All right, wow. BTC went up, right? That was the low we had drawn out. So a lot of these pairs are just moving a little wild, little wild. So definitely, I'm just gonna call it there, guys. No trades on my end today, so gonna come back tonight during Asia session. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. We'll be back tonight, 7 p.m. for the isolation session. Peace out.